Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Shazrin. I am with Fatanah Adibah binti Hussein and Putri Nurmini Zakirah binti Muhammad Isa. We'll be presenting classification of product based on Maqasid Syariah concept. There are 5 content which consist of introduction, concept of Maqasid Syariah, Maqasid Syariah in Islamic marketing, classification of product based on Maqasid Syariah, and conclusion. Let us proceed with chapter number 1, Introduction. In the conventional marketing, 4 P's were introduced, which consists of product, price, place and promotion. Later, 3 more P's were added specifically for service industries, which is people, process and physical evidence. Today, Islamic marketing were introduced in order to implement marketing principles which is friendly towards the religion of Islam and morally acceptable. Maqasid Syariah that were practiced by the Muslim is for establishing justice, eliminate unfairness and alleviation of perversion.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Putri Nurmini Zakirah and now I will present about concept of Maqasid Syariah. So Maqasid Syariah is a clear guidance and framework to the process of ijtihad in solving the issue confirming to human interests while complying with the will of God. For example, if ulama or the ruler want to make a new law, so they have to refer to the Maqasid Syariah, which consists of 5 main things, which is protection of akal, protection of religion, protection of property, life, and lastly, protection of lineage. And according to Al-Shatibi, he approves that Imam Al-Ghazali list and sequence, thereby indicating that they are the most preferable in terms of harmony with the sentence of Sharia. So generally, Sharia is predicated on benefit of the individual and that of the community. Now, I will present the 5 main things that complete Maqasid Syariah. So first, of course, Maqasid Syariah is protection of religion. As we all know, it is important to it is important to protect the position of Islam and avoiding anything that might violate and destroy Islam. So as we all know, it's general. As we all know, all people will protect their religion. For example, as a ruler, it is an obligation that should be fulfilled to preserve akidah. So, as a ruler should refer to Maqasid Syariah first uh, before make any rule. Second, protection of akal. Akal is preserving people's mind and soul. Explain the total and strict Islamic ban on alcohol, and it is protect people, and explain the honor of Quran. Third is protection of life, consists of preserve dignity, humanity, keep the companionship, preserve justice and maintaining social relationship. For an example, Islam provide a complete code of behavior for life as it covers every aspect of life. Third is lineage, like inheritor. Lineage is very important to ensure the human existence. Everyone should take care of their heredity and to ensure we produce a healthy society and productive. So the Maqasid Syariah concept very clear about this, and really actually it contributed to make a law and prevent from immoral activities such as rape, and the most popular issue in Malaysia now is transgender or same-age marriage. Intellect also a very important element to protect. In Maqasid Syariah, akal is like a center to distinguish between mankind and animal. So it is something that to differentiate people and animal, because people have akal and
Maqasid Syariah
animal
also
don't. Protection of property are included. So all mankind should protect property, wealth, to maintain the economy, to maintain the life, and to remove the fraud, monopoly, piracy, or manipulation. Maqasid Syariah helps mankind in many ways, such as law, life, zakat, wakaf, and many more. So as a Muslim, Maqasid Syariah are the benchmark to every step before making any decision. And this prove that Maqasid Syariah actually covers all system of life, comprehensive and relevant to
now I
any
want to
era.
talk about
How Maqasid Syariah helps to solve the COVID-19 outbreak. So as we know, end of December 2019, world has been shocked by COVID-19 outbreak. So companies are affected and business are struggling to maintain the workers and company performance. So as an Islamic country, Malaysian governments has fixed rules based on Maqasid Syariah element. So as we know, Maqasid Syariah emphasize on religion, life, lineage, akal intelligence, and
many
protection of
companies
property are affected badly and really struggle to maintain their business. So in Maqasid Syariah, we have to follow 5 elements that I explained earlier in order to survive the business and economy. For example, they are more active on online marketing strategies and start promoting their business online to make sure they have income to survive. Any goods sold via online will be delivered through courier service. This is to protect or to prevent from COVID-19 outbreak. Directly, they are follow maqasid by protect their life, religion, property, intelligence, and lineage. People who affected by COVID-19 will lose all that has been listed in Maqasid Syariah,
so this
including
is the solid
their
proof
life. That Islam is a beautiful religion, and Maqasid Syariah can implement in any era.
And now back to me. I will be presenting topic number 3, which is Maqasid Syariah in Islamic marketing. In today's world, entrepreneurs are willing to spend big when it comes to marketing, and some businesses took it too far, especially when advertising products. For example, car advertisement usually objectifies women when advertising their new car model. This kind of approach is considered unlawful in Islam because not only it promotes fornication, but also it is considered immoral to degrade women. Islamic marketing may be new in the field, but its basics are from conventional model and its foundation is strong, which is from the Sharia law and Islamic principle itself. There are 5 pillars in Maqasid Syariah, and the first is protection of religion. To relate them in Islamic marketing, Muslims business owners are not allowed to deal with any form of apostasy and shirk. Let us see the definition for apostasy and shirk. According to Oxford Dictionary, apostasy means the act of rejecting former religious beliefs. Meanwhile, shirk means attributing partners to Allah. In Islam, both actions are considered the worst sin mankind have to offer. For example, the use of character Thor, a superhero from Marvel, is considered haram in Islam because according to Greek mythology, Thor is considered as the god of thunder. Now let's proceed to pillar number 2, protection of life. Islam is a religion which really prioritize life for every living creature. It teaches us to live harmoniously with the non-Muslims and only retaliate if provoked or harassed with extreme precaution. Hence, it is permissible to sell harmful items such as firearms as long as it is sold to the right audience. Selling gun, for example, to murderers or to a group of terrorists is definitely not allowed. Many Muslims owners either are not aware or just did not care when it comes to selling cigarettes at their premises. Selling cigarette is considered unlawful because it contains tar and nicotine that is hazardous to human. Next is protection of intellect. Islam is the only religion that challenges mankind to create a book that is far better than the Quran. This really shows how important to keep your intellect intact. One of the reasons Islam prohibits alcoholic beverages is because it could damage the brain even by drinking moderate amount of it. As a result, Muslim business owners are prohibited to sell or promote alcoholic beverages or drugs in order to save not only individuals but the community and the country as a whole. Number 4 on the pillars are protection of lineage. Many cultures around the globe sees children that were born out of wedlock or illegitimate child brings bad luck and shame towards their family. In Islam, although the child is not to be blamed, but the father and the mother has committed a very serious sin and are condemned until they repent. Thus, business owners needs to be careful whenever promoting their products. They have to make sure the content is not lustful or promote fornication so that crimes such as rape or fornication itself can be avoided. Last but not least, protection of property. Muslims believe that everything we own is actually from Allah. Mankind as a keeper will have to take care of it with honesty and truthfully. Hence, it is permissible in Islam to obtain or to expand one's wealth as long as it does not involve in unlawful activities.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatana Adiba binti Hussein. Okay, so next I will explain more about the classification of product based on Maqasid Sharia. So here Muslim scholars has classified Maqasid Sharia into 3 categories, which is the first one is Daruriyah, second Hajiyah, and third is the Tahsiniyah. Alright, the first one, Daruriyah, or we call it as essential, are something particular that are required and considered as vital for the founding of well-being in this world and the hereafter. And goods and services at production must maintain and improve and preserve the faith, life, lineage, wealth, and human reason to achieve the Maqasid Sharia. And the essential or Daruriyah are further divided into 5, which is preservation of faith, or we call it as a religion, preservation of the life, preservation of the lineage, preservation of the property, and also preservation of intellect. The embracement of the mentioned values is obligatory to ensure the normal functioning of society and the welfare of individual. And in order to success the religion, Allah has required individual to implementation of all 5 Islamic principles. Because in order to protect it, Islam has imposed on those who want to destroy the religion and who want to leave the religion. While for us, in order to protect the soul, marriage is encouraged and adultery is forbidden, which is to maintain the human race in a legitimate way. And Allah also commands Muslim to protect himself by providing the sufficient food and drink, clothing, and shelter as well. And in order to prevent and resist the harm that could endanger the soul, it is obligatory to have a punishment like qisas, diyat, and also kafara for those who inflict harm or murder on others. And second, we have hajiyah, which is something we call it as a need, serve as complementary to the essential. Without the needs, people will face the hardship. And this is the need to improve the level of daruriyah, which is namely the need to facilitate the maintenance and preservation of faith, life, lineage, wealth, and human reason. And even without the need, people can still survive. But Muslims are encouraged to improve the quality and the standard of living in accordance with the current changes. And for example, in worship, we have a ruksah, or something relief is given to those who practice prayer and perform fasting, which is it is allowed to break the fast of Ramadan for the sick, and for those who practice it, it is also allowed to perform sitting prayers for those who cannot stand. It is required to tayammum and allowed to pray in the aeroplane even though the chest was not facing the Qiblat. And in Mu'amalah also, it is imperative. There are various types of contract aimed at meeting human needs, such as loan, sales, rental, and also securities and so on. So next, the next classification of product based on maqasid syariah, the last one we have a tahsiniyah, or we call it as embellishment, which is related to the matters which bestow enhancement in the society and guide to improve life. The illustration of this matter are voluntary, or we call it sadaqah, and ethical and moral rules and others. And tahsiniyah is actually something that gives a comfort life for the purpose of continuing the human life in all its ways, and it's also associated with the moral excellence. Without it, it does not affect the human life, nor does it lead to hardship, but it's found in the worship, custom, and mu'amalah. For example, in worship, it is practiced the purification, such as ablution water, covering aura, and wearing a good and nice clothes when going to the mosque, and close to Allah by doing a practice of sunnah, such as sadaqah and smile. And in the customary tradition, it is practiced to practice the manners of eating and drinking, such as eating with the right hand and not eating the dirty food. And in Mu'amalah, we have Islam forbids the element of fraud and sale of prohibited goods and harmful things. That's in tahsiniyah. So we can go to the next, which is conclusion. So what I can conclude here, Islamic marketing basics is from the existing conventional model, and it was by the Islamic principle and the Sharia laws, and by following the commandment of Allah, that we can learn the wisdom and goodness pertaining it. And just as any other aspect of life, Islam does provide true guideline on how trade and business dealing are to be conducted, and what are the ethical and moral principles that must be considered while marketing and promoting one's product and offering. If this simple incorporation can be achieved, the transformation from conventional to Islamic marketing is not a rocket science, and it is clearly shows that Islamic Sharia, actually revealed by Allah Almighty, is all intended to bring happiness to the mankind on this earth. Thus, we will find that everything that His instruction contain the wisdom and the goodness behind it. Thank you from all of us, and Assalamu alaikum.